Once upon a time in the early 1800s, Egypt wasn't just a land of pharaohs and mummies. It was also the perfect place for Europeans to escape their gloomy weather and even gloomier manners. And one of these escapes was a Scottish lady with a really interesting story. Her name was Lucy Duff Gordon, and Lucy wasn't your average tourist. She was witty, sarcastic, and had this amazing talent for noticing the funny things in everyday life, like how people were ridiculously awkward when meeting strangers, how shopping could be a total nightmare. You know, the things that make life hilarious if you have a good sense of humor. Think of her as a Jane Austen of Egypt, but with camels instead of carriages. Now Lucy came to Egypt in the 1860s not for treasure hunting to have an adventure like those heroines in the novel, but because of her health. See, doctors thought that the dry climate of Egypt might help her tuberculosis. So instead of coughing her lungs out in London, she ended up living in Luxor, which is like having the Nile as your backyard. And she didn't just go there to sit around sipping tea and writing sad books. No way. Lucy became friends with Egyptians, learned Arabic, and wrote hilarious letters about everything she saw, from the weirdest tourists to the craziest things in the bazaars. Her letters were so good that people made them into famous books later on. I mean, just imagine Lucy's Instagram stories. They would have been legendary. She joked about donkeys, complained about sandstorms, and described life in Egypt with a mix of sarcasm and love. But behind the jokes, she captured something truly magical. The everyday life of Egyptians that most European travelers completely ignored. Sure, Egypt had its pharaohs, conquerors, and even some treasure hunters. But it also had Lucy Duff Gordon, the lady who turned her exile into stories that still make us laugh today. Thanks, Lucy.